What's up everyone, it's Kelly and today I've got another swatch review for you. So today I'm partnering up with Cirque Colors to show you their brand new Daylight collection. So we've got 6 brand new polishes and 2 that are actually re-releases. So 8 polishes in total, but before we get into that, just to take a quick step back, if you haven't heard of Cirque Colors before, they are an independent nail polish brand that is based out of New York City. They are vegan, meaning they do not use any animal-derived ingredients. They are cruelty-free, meaning they do not test their products on animals. And they're also listed as 10 free, so they're free of 10 of the potentially harmful ingredients that are often found in nail polish. So like I said, we've got 8 polishes in total, 4 of which are that sheer jelly finish that I absolutely love, and then we have 4 toppers, which is another thing that I've been absolutely loving lately. So I'm going to show you all of the swatches. I also experimented with a couple of jelly sandwiches, which if you haven't heard of those, it's basically when you just sandwich a glitter in between a jelly polish. So like a layer of jelly, a layer of glitter, and another layer of jelly on top of that. I actually have a whole video on that, which I'll link up in the cards, so definitely check that out if you want to see some experimenting. But yeah, let's jump into the swatches, then we'll talk a little bit more about pricing, availability, and all that good stuff. So roll the footage. So as always with my swatch and review videos, I am going to be using base coat underneath all of my swatches just to protect my natural nail and prevent any stains. Today I am using the Cirque base coat, so I'll link it down below. So we'll start off with the 2 re-releases first. This first one is called Rose Jelly, and it's a light pink sheer jelly polish. This just feels like the perfect your naked nails but better kind of color. It's got that nice soft pinkiness, but it still feels neutral enough to feel like a natural nail brightener in the first coat, and then in the second coat you get this really nice milky coverage going on, so you can still see a little bit of that visible nail line, but it almost reminds me of the way that polygel looks, but you can achieve that without polygel with this polish. I think this would also be very pretty for the base of a French manicure. So here it is in 2 coats, absolutely stunning. Next up we have the other re-release. This one is called Jade Jelly, and this one is a soft sage green jelly polish. So once again we have that nice intentionally sheer formula. You can see on the first coat there's just that slight hint of color there. It really looks like sea glass. It's so pretty and sheer and soft, but you can build that up to really nice coverage. I think that 2 coats is the perfect amount of coverage for my nail because it still has a little bit of that sheerness to it where you can see a touch of the visible nail line, but it also has that full coverage color on the nail. But if you have longer nails, you might want to try a 3rd just to see how that looks. But again, just a really pretty color, definitely a great jelly to have. So moving on to the newer shades, we have this one Morning Tide, and it's this really beautiful cornflower blue jelly. It just looks so vibrant and gorgeous in the bottle, and then once you apply it on the nail, especially on my warm tone, it almost takes on a bit of a periwinkle vibe. I think it's just so pretty. Again, it's got that nice soft milky color going on, and it looks so pretty in 2 coats. I love that these are jellies so you can see the visible nail line, but they're still opaque enough that you get a lot of that color on there. Like there's no mistaking the color on this nail. Sometimes jellies are a little bit too sheer, but I think this is just the perfect level of sheerness. Next up we have the shade Lavender Sky. This is the last of the jelly polishes, and this one also to me in the first coat feels like a Your Naked Nails but better. I think that purple is a really great shade to kind of brighten up the naked nail, so in 1 coat it kind of just feels like a softer, brighter version of the naked nail. But once you get that second coat on, you get that really nice lavender color coming in. This one is a little bit more sheer than the others, but again, it just has this sort of brightening effect on the nails. So especially if your nails are a little stained, I feel like this might be the perfect way to counteract the yellowing that you might be experiencing. But it's a beautiful color regardless. Moving on to the toppers, we have this really gorgeous color. I actually just looked up how to pronounce this word because I wasn't 100% on it, and apparently there's a huge debate on the internet as to how to pronounce this word. So I'm gonna go with Azure Dream. And this one's a really pretty topper. It's hard to tell over the naked nail, but it's got this nice duochrome shifty shimmer in there that almost looks iridescent. It shifts from this bright, vibrant fuchsia into green and even into blue at some angles. So I thought this would pair really nicely over Morning Morning Tide, and you can really see a lot of that pinky color coming through, but at the more extreme angles, you can see a little bit more of the green and the blue. It's really pretty. It's very subtle, but when it catches the light, it just looks so vibrant. So definitely a gorgeous topper. I'm going to experiment wearing this one over different colors, but I think that there's just so many different colors in it that it would pair really well with a lot of base colors. Moving on to the next shade, Lumiere, and this one is a gold hollow shimmer topper. So it's really tiny glitters in here. I wouldn't even consider this a micro glitter. It looks more like a shimmer. It's incredibly subtle on the nails. When it hits the light, again, it just catches so beautifully and you can see that holographic sparkle. I think this is just the perfect little subtle touch to add to a neutral manicure. So I decided to pair this over Rose Jelly, and you can see just how much it really adds to that base color by just having such a warmth and a lightness to it while still being super subtle, and it's just so pretty. Also, don't mind the fact that the lights flickered for a second there. I was filming this during a huge storm, but super pretty combo. Of course, you can pair it over any color. Next up, we have the shade Nimbus, and this is a super sparkly silver glitter topper. Again, it has that very, very fine glitter in there, but the interesting thing about this one is it is incredibly sparkly. So I'm not sure if this is actually that reflective pigment because I wasn't even shining a flashlight on this, but you can see the little flecks that caught the light were just so insanely sparkly. It looked so beautiful on. Even over the naked nail, it's very eye-catching, but this is just such a pretty color to wear, again, over any base. I paired this one over the Jade Jelly just so you could see what that looked like, and even though it's actually a little bit more sparse than the gold version, it's just super sparkly. Again, whatever angle you're moving your hand at, it's gonna catch the light a little bit and just look very intensely sparkly. And we also have a slightly bigger glitter size in here than the gold as well. And last but not least, we have my favorite of the collection, which is this shade Silver Lining, and this one is a silver flaky topper. So as you can see, there's a bunch of irregular silver flaky shards in there, and they are just so reflective and sparkly. I was wearing black while I was swatching this, so you can actually see the black reflected really well in there, but when the light catches it, again, it's just super silvery and sparkly. I paired this one over Lavender Sky, and I just loved this combination. It's super pretty. I also ended up doing a jelly sandwich with this, which I am 100% in love with, so stay tuned for that in about a minute. But yeah, just a really pretty color. I feel like you can just wear this over any color, but I think this would also be really fun to experiment with doing a little bit of a flaky placement. I think that would just be super fun. So here are all of the shades together for comparison. The top row is all of the jellies and the bottom row is the toppers over the jellies. I think these are just so pretty and you can really mix and match with them, but I'm just very excited to have these colors in jelly form. I think they're so pretty. This might actually be my favorite combination of jellies that I have seen from Cirque so far, and I love a lot of their jellies, but there's just something so light and milky but also very vibrant about them that just makes the perfect combination, and I think all of the toppers paired really nicely with them as well. So as soon as I tried Lavender Sky and Silver Lining, I really wanted to make a jelly sandwich with them, so I popped on another layer of Lavender Sky over Silver Lining, and you can immediately see just how transformative it was. It instantly softened out those silver reflective glitters and made them super light, and it almost has this kind of opalescent vibe. I am 100% in love with this combination. It is so cool. I want to do this combo with every single one of the jellies. I also wanted to do a combination where I tried a couple of different jellies on top of each other. So I started off with the Jade Jelly, then I went in with the topper Nimbus, which is that light silver topper, and then I went in with a coat of Morning Tide, which is that super soft, almost periwinkle blue. So when I had them all together, it kind kind of made this really soft grayed out blue. I thought that was just so pretty. So you can even layer different jellies over each other to create new colors, which is super fun. So those are the polishes, and I have to say I am so excited about this collection. I feel like I've been such a topper person in the last couple of years, and I'm also such a jelly person, so I feel like this is just the perfect marriage of polishes. I've also been really into the jelly sandwich lately, and I'm just really happy to see more jellies to add to my collection so I can mess around with them. I think they're just so much fun to use for nail art, or like I said, for jelly sandwiches, which is something that I've been doing a ton of lately. And I also just feel like that Cirque formula is such good quality. I love how consistent the jelly polishes are across the nail. They don't feel super patchy or look unintentional. I think it's a very intentional sort of milky look that they achieve, and it's just really cute. So these polishes are available on the Cirque website. They come in 11 milliliter bottles and they retail for $12.50 USD each. So I'm gonna link all of that down in the description for you so you can check that out if you're interested. But as always, I would love to hear from you guys. What do you think of this collection? Which of the jellies is your favorite? Which of the toppers is your favorite? Let me know in the comments. We can chat about it. If you enjoy my swatch and review videos, please give this one a thumbs up. It lets me know I'm doing a good job. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. I put out new videos every Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday. Huge shout out to my Cosmic Admirals on Patreon, Amanda M, Rocket Man's daughter, and Paula. I really appreciate your support, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye. Today's fun fact question comes from Patreon supporter Katie, and Katie wants to know, if you could design an amusement park, what would its theme be? Okay, so I'm actually not a really big ride person. I feel like my amusement park would be very lame because I wouldn't want any roller coasters. But in terms of theme, I feel like I'm very tempted to say nail polish theme, but I'm not really sure how that could work out in terms of an amusement park. So maybe it would be like candy themed? I feel like actually, now that I think about it, that would be some very cool branding. I mean, they have Hershey Park already. Do they have candy themed amusement parks? I don't actually know. I'm really not an amusement park person because I feel like it's mostly rides. So I actually don't know what kind of themes already exist, but I feel like a candy theme, like imagine like cotton candy clouds everywhere and like giant lollipops, that would be really cool. So maybe that would be my theme. But also there would be no roller coasters, so it would be a very boring theme park. But there would be a lot of candy. And that's what's important. If you could design an amusement park, what would it be? What would the theme be? Please let me know in the comments. And also, you can tell me that my candy theme is a very good idea. Or you can tell me that it already exists and that I'm lame. Alright, that's it. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!